I'm VJ Hamilton and welcome to the Autoimmune RESET, the place for you to learn how to thrive with autoimmune disease and feel empowered to take steps to transform your health to feel better than ever. You can start making changes today to improve your health. So with every episode, my mission is to share with you simple ways to up-level your diet and lifestyle with key learnings from my own journey reversing autoimmune disease and inspirational stories from those who have reset their autoimmune symptoms and are now thriving in life. I suffered from autoimmune disease for over 25 years and now I live symptom-free, and I wish the same for you as well. So thank you for being here and sharing this time with me. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome to today's Friday 5 episode. I'm your host, VJ Hamilton. I'm a nutritionist, scientist and expert in autoimmune disease. And I'm excited to share this episode with you today because I know how overwhelming it can feel when you have an autoimmune condition and it is there and can weigh on your mind and you can feel really alone. And I know when I was younger and I had alopecia areata and then I had psoriasis, my go-to was to hide it and not talk about it. And today I want to share with you 5 individuals, but also celebrities who have an autoimmune condition, so that if you have one of these conditions or you have an autoimmune condition, you can see that people have an autoimmune disease and they can still achieve great things, and so can you. And just because you have an autoimmune disease doesn't mean that you can't fulfill your dreams and have goals and be motivated and hopefully recover from your autoimmune disease, or at least manage the symptoms so that you can do what you love to do in life. And that's why I want to share these celebrity stories with you today, so that you don't feel as alone, and then you might want to go look into these celebrities and how they're managing their conditions as well. I'm going to be talking about people who are very much alive and well, but an interesting fact is that JFK, so the 35th President of the United States, who I'm sure everybody knows well, John F. Kennedy, and he actually had Addison's disease. And I was listening to a podcast about American presidents actually, and I came across this and I just thought, wow, he had Addison's disease. And if you don't know what Addison's disease is, it's a disease that affects your adrenal glands and can cause extreme fatigue and muscle weakness. And he was still able to lead the country through some really critical moments in American history. And you can see that he may not have been feeling his best all the time. I can't talk for him, obviously, but he was still able to lead at some significant moments in American history. So hopefully that is going to give you a little bit of motivation too. So first I want to talk about Selena Gomez. I absolutely love Selena Gomez, and she has been very open about her lupus diagnosis, and I follow her on Instagram and I've watched her documentary My Mind and Me, and she just seems so genuine. And I think this is helpful for anybody who has lupus to understand Selena Gomez's story. She did have a kidney transplant in 2017, but she is still performing, she is acting, and she is doing really well in her career. And she's managing her symptoms of lupus, but being very honest about what it's like living with lupus as well. So I think she is an inspiration to anybody with an autoimmune condition to see what she has managed to achieve whilst having lupus and going through the diagnosis process, going through an operation and coming out the other side. If you haven't watched her documentary, My Mind and Me, I have watched it quite a while ago now, but what I learned from it is just what a real person she is, and that she was going through a lot of depression and mental health issues, as well as everything going on with lupus. And that's normally what happens when you have an autoimmune condition or a chronic illness and you have a lot of demands in your life. It can weigh you down, and sometimes you just need a reset and to reflect. And I think Selena Gomez really highlights this in her documentary. The next person is Venus Williams, and there is some video content on YouTube, which I will link to in the show notes. Venus has shared some videos about her Sjogren's syndrome diagnosis, and Sjogren's syndrome can affect the mucosal membrane, so it can affect the eyes, the mouth, the skin, and it can cause severe fatigue and joint pain as well. And as a tennis player, having joint pain obviously isn't ideal. It's not ideal for anyone, but she was diagnosed in 2011, and at the time she thought about stepping back, but she chose to fight on, and she adjusted her diet and lifestyle. She focused mainly on a plant-based diet regime, but she was determined to come back, and she continued to compete and still won lots of titles, and she remains one of the greatest female tennis players of all time. And I would certainly go and watch Venus's video if you do have Sjogren's syndrome, because it is inspirational. And I think when you have one of these conditions, one, you don't want to feel alone, but see these people who have the condition that you have. And I know that they may be able to invest in lots of different things to help them with their health conditions, but I find Venus Williams, when she's talking about her Sjogren's syndrome, similar to Selena, you really feel like they are being genuine and they're just trying to help people in a similar position. Next is Jada Pinkett Smith. Everybody probably knows about what happened at the Oscars when there was a slap on the face. And if you don't, have a Google and you can find it out, because I don't want to be sharing any gossip on here. But Jada experienced alopecia areata. She shaved her head, and she's been very open about her struggles with alopecia. And I have read her book Worthy, which again I would recommend reading. It's a great book, and it goes through Jada's life in a lots of detail, and again the mental health issues that she's been through, but also what happened when she started experiencing alopecia. And I think she's just a great advocate for anybody with alopecia. She's been very brave, shaved her head, she's content with herself, and yeah, she is looking to resolve her hair loss issues, but at the same time she's accepted who she is and she's happy with who she is. And I think that's part of it. When you have alopecia areata, a beautiful person inside and out, and your hair doesn't reflect who you are, I always believe it's worth having hope that the hair can grow back, because I think that is just working on your health holistically. But I think there is often an acceptance to the hair loss, and when you have that acceptance and you let it go and you stop stressing about it, then the hair grows back. And I know that happened for me. I was going in cycles of hair loss and hair growth, and even when my hair loss was at the worst, when I had a huge amount of hair loss at the back of my head, I had faith that it would grow back. And I had actually just got to the point of realizing this is who I am. I really wanted to get to a year without hair loss. And then I started working on the underlying issues in my body because I had chronic fatigue syndrome. And that's when I had full hair growth. And I just was hoping to get to a year. That's all I set myself. And then 8 years on, I haven't had any hair loss, and it doesn't mean it's never going to happen again. But I think that mental approach of, okay, this is happening, I'm going to deal with it, I'm going to be proactive, I'm going to do everything I can, but if it doesn't work out, that's fine. And that's how I dealt with it, and I think that's really helped me in the long run. Next is Seal. And if you don't know Seal, he's an absolutely incredible musician and singer-songwriter. And you might know his hit song like Kiss from a Rose. And I love Seal. I grew up listening to his music. And he has a type of lupus that affects the skin. And that's why you see the scarring on his skin, and that's to do with that condition. And he has had a lot of physical and emotional challenges that have come with that condition, but he has had a successful music career. He's won multiple Grammy Awards, and how many people has he touched with his music and his voice? I just have a special place in my heart for Seal, and I just want to go and play his songs after speaking to you today. And I just think when somebody comes to the forefront like Seal, and I didn't even realize he had an autoimmune disease. And then obviously as I researched autoimmune diseases more and saw the effects that they could have on your skin, I realized that Seal had an autoimmune condition, and he's not let it stop him in life. And he's done absolutely amazing things. And last but not least is Selma Blair, because she has been so open about her multiple sclerosis diagnosis that she had in 2018. I've watched documentaries with her, and she's been really honest about her condition. She's talked about the physical challenges. She's talked about her mobility and speech issues. She is living in remission, but she has unfortunately experienced some symptoms that are irreversible, and she just lives with them. But she is healthy and well, and she's become a powerful advocate for MS, which is amazing for somebody who is going through that, to see somebody like Selma Blair who's sharing a lot of information about it. She's being very honest about the struggles about it, but at the same time she's inspirational in the fact that she has gone on to live a fulfilling life, and she's still pursuing her passions, and she's sharing a lot of information with the community as well, which I really respect her for. So they're the 5 celebrities that I wanted to share with you today. I know there are many other people who have autoimmune conditions, who are celebrities or artists or writers. So I could do many episodes like this, but I think these 5 are people that you can look up, you can learn about their experiences, you can learn about what they're doing to manage their conditions. And as I said, you can take inspiration from them as well, because their autoimmune diseases haven't stopped them. And there was no way my autoimmune diseases were stopping me too. Yes, there were times in my life when I wasn't able to run because I had chronic fatigue syndrome, but I never thought I'm never going to be able to run again. Or I never thought, oh gosh, I can't do that in my career because, you know, I might have some hair loss and I'll be embarrassed. I just thought, let's hope, you know, it gets better, and if it doesn't, I'm just going to do my best. And there are moments like that we're all going to go through. There's going to be moments of struggles, whether you have an autoimmune condition or not, and it's the way that you respond to it. And I've always found that being proactive has been the best thing for me to do in any situation. And when I start being proactive, I'm perhaps had been in a flare in the past, but the minute I started being proactive, I just felt better. So if there is something that you can start today to help with your condition, then I encourage you to do so. If you have any questions about this, or you would like to share a celebrity with me that you know that has an autoimmune condition, because I like to know more about people in the world who are sharing information about this important subject. So feel free to drop me a DM over at my Instagram account, which is at the Autoimmunity Nutritionist. You can also join my free group, the Autoimmune Forum, which is over on Facebook. And I am rerunning the Energy Enhancer program on the 5th of August 2024. I am so excited to bring this program back. It's for people who have chronic fatigue syndrome, who have fatigue, who are feeling exhausted, who are burnt out, but also for long COVID and post-viral chronic fatigue, and anybody that has fatigue related to their autoimmune disease. So it's a 6-week program. I am going to be sharing with you my personal and clinical experience of overcoming fatigue. I have worked with hundreds of clients now with chronic fatigue syndrome, and I have seen what works, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this program. You will be getting meal plans, you will be getting live coaching, and you will be getting modules which will be sent direct to your inbox so you can work through those, and then we can be together on the live coaching as well. So if you would like to find out more about Energy Enhancer, you will find the link to learn more about that in the show notes. So check that out. As I said, it is starting on the 5th of August 2024. I would love you to be part of it. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, have a fantastic weekend and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Thank you very much for joining me today on the Autoimmune Reset. I really hope you enjoyed the discussion, and be sure to subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode. And if you liked it, I would hugely appreciate a review on iTunes, as it helps me understand what you like about the podcast and to help share the information with more people. I'm excited to speak to you next time. And remember, you have the power to take the reins on your health. So keep the faith and celebrate the small wins. Until next time.